What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome to Shades Tuber. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's up, Jermaine? What's up, Jermaine? Jermaine in the place to be. Welcome to everybody in the bushes. Welcome to everybody who watches us in a replay. Guys, sorry about being late, but y'all do know I'll be at work and I try to get here as quick as I can so we wouldn't be in here too long. Anyway, I hope you guys had a fab weekend. I definitely did. And I hope your Monday was just as fabulous. All right. And thank you again for tuning in. A happy and blessed Monday night. It's 9:31 out here on the West Coast, guys. So tonight we're going to be talking about Cassie possibly testifying against Diddy. And I want to talk about this little case involving Karmelo Anthony. We're going to talk about that. And then let's talk about Terrace Howard. You know good and well I broke that story to you guys on Friday. I think that was Friday or either Saturday. And y'all remember what Terrace said. We'll go over that real quickly again and then go from there. All right. So go get you something to drink and relax and seat bed. Take some time out, to watch Shades Tube. And if you are at work, continue to do your job. And let's get this started, y'all. But don't forget, you guys, to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos, okay? Also, share and leave a comment as well, okay? Thank you guys so much. And don't forget the thumbs up. Thumbs up and subscribe if you don't do anything else. All right, let's go ahead and go over this copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. It will be in my comment area, and part of it is scrolling across that blue banner right there, okay? All righty. All right, and if y'all want to show additional support for this channel, you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99, or you can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can do a cash app to $Shades Tube. Thank you, guys. All right, so first thing first, let's go ahead and get into this first topic. Let's go ahead and talk about Terrace Howard first, okay? Because like I said, I told you guys about that on Fuckery Saturday. What Terrace said, he said that his assistants or something told him that Diddy may want to link up with him. All right, y'all remember we was talking about that? Hold on, let me delete something off of here. Let me take Colgatti off. Okay, y'all remember? Let me go over that real quick for y'all, so I can refresh your memories. All right, let me put that up here too, and take this big old sign off of here. I need to minimize this too. You said Terrace live. Did you send me that link? Is that loud music too loud for y'all? Let's see. So now they got some about depression medication. Okay, I got a recall on that too for you guys. For all you people who are taking depression medication, I want y'all unalive or something else. So I'll tell you guys about that in a minute, okay? Let me just save that. So Mr. Terrace Howard is still looking good after all these years. Okay, so let's see what the Terrace Howard say originally. It should be still on my my phone because this was just on Saturday. So let's see here. Oh man, I got a lot of Diddy news for y'all tonight, and I'm gonna try to hurry up and get all this done too. So here we go. Right? Oh no, this is something else. Let's see here. I got so much shit on my phone, you guys. Oh my God, there's so much Diddy stuff, man. Like, I don't know if I'm out of time. Some of the stuff I'm gonna tell you guys about tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff. I didn't realize I had so much. And then Kanye West with the KKK outfit on. That happened over the weekend. Okay, let's see here. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. What did I do with it? Let's see. I'm about to get to it, so just hold up. Yeah, wait a minute, hold up. I think I'm almost at it. No. I don't think I saved. I think I was just reading. Let me go ahead and type it in Google. That's what happened. Because when I was going over something else, it came up on my phone. That's what happened. Hold on. You know what? Let's play. You know what? Honestly, let's go to. Forget me reading that. Let me go to TikTok and get the video like I did the other day. Because when it comes out of his mouth, it always sounds better. Okay. So yeah, when it comes from the person's mouth, it always sounds better. Okay, here it is right here. Hold on, let me turn this music down. Hey, that music sounds good. It sure does. We need to hear Terrence. Now, hopefully my internet is working good. I did a whole reaction video and had to delete it, and then I have to do it over again because it was all staticky and everything else. So, Jermaine, if my internet start acting up, let me know, because I'm going to just cut the live. Okay? Okay, so let's go and watch Terrace Howard, you guys. Let him tell you guys. My shades, too.
That's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn because losing out money. You got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it. A man gives it. So when you give up that man card,
look at
you don't get that back.
You're saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it.
Let me just say hey to Commander. Thank you so much for tuning in. How you doing? Long time no see. I got to come and check you out.
It was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
You know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did. No matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. The women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequence?
yeah. I mean,
No?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting.
I'm sorry.
So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything. Well, because
okay, we're gonna stop that right there. So y'all just heard it
you got to take
out of Terrace mouth, and I love the way he is so articulate in everything. Yes, it's not nonsense. You be quiet, Jermaine. Okay, it's not nonsense. He's telling you guys the truth. Cut that out. All right, and just cut that shit out. Okay, let's read a couple of these comments. Okay, Christopher said, "Well said. There's nothing in this world bigger than you. To thine own self be true." All right. Another commenter said, Cat Williams said it best. You have to tell Diddy no. Y'all remember Cat Williams said that. Okay. Y'all remember? Yeah. I don't know why some of these people don't say no. Okay. And if you already heard rumors, you shouldn't even be drinking or do anything. Really, you shouldn't even be there for the next party, honestly. Okay, Jermaine. So let's see. Another commenter said he needs to teach this to young boys. He definitely do. Somebody said, I fully support and believe in the importance of acknowledging the trauma experienced by people who have gone through such challenging situations. And I agree. I agree. Somebody said wearing a hoodie and a hat is crazy, but it works. Okay, I was saying the same thing, but he's not the only one that wear that like that. Out here in Cali, a lot of people do this. Okay, so I don't, it is what it is. Another commenter said he said what he said. One more comment. This person said he is so close to understanding, yet so far as well. I would say he does have the language for what he means, but I think he means it exactly the way he says it. Basically, victim blaming. Well, the thing is, somebody said, can you explain this more? I don't think he's victim blaming. Okay. As people, you do have to take accountability for your actions. Okay. You're sitting around here, hearing rumors about a certain person all these years. Okay. For real, because I have heard rumors all the way back to when this individual first came out. So why would you even allow yourself to be in certain situations? You understand what I'm saying? Or go to certain functions where they be really getting down. Okay, you should know not to even attend that. You understand what I'm saying? Or be really alone, like even with that person's people, just alone with this person and his people. Honestly, you have to keep yourself away from that entire, all of that's going on. So I don't think Terrace was victim blaming. All right. I think he's just telling the facts the way it is. You do have to take accountability because, like I said, it's not like rumors weren't out there, because these rumors have been out there for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Just like the rumors about Cassie getting abused and things like that. Those rumors was there when they first hooked up. Let's keep it real, especially when her hair was cut, when she came back with breast enlargement, just all types of weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take heed to the warning signs, and when people are telling us certain things, or when we hear certain things or see certain things. So yes, everybody, unless they was forced, drugged, or beaten to be able to do something, then those are the only people that should be raped or something like that. That shouldn't be. We shouldn't say anything to them. But people who were fully aware of everything and they agreed to do it, or whatever the case is, yeah, they have to take accountability as well. So you say he better apologize before Diddy gets out. I doubt very seriously he's scared of Diddy. All right, I doubt it. Cassie extorted Diddy. Yes, he was wrong, but she was just after his money. Well, I'm not gonna say she extorted Diddy, okay, because I was not there. All right, I don't know for sure what she was doing. All right. Hey, Tony Bands, what's up? What's up? What's up? Happy and blessed Monday. I hope you're having a good night at work, Tony Bands, up in the house. Like I said, as far as Cassie extorting Diddy, until they come out with proof saying that, that's the only way I'll believe it. You know what I'm saying? 100%, just point blank. I did say that I read that she did, go to Diddy, telling him allegedly that if she wouldn't come out with any information if he pay up a certain amount of money. But I don't know if that's, true, because this is something that I read. You understand what I'm saying? A couple of times. So I don't know for sure if that's true. And then I think 2 weeks ago, either last week or the week before that, I told you that somebody else said the same thing. I can't remember who that person is, but I remember telling you guys that. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what Terrence said now, because he did say something, or they said something. Somebody said something. I know Puffy Team said something for sure, because I remember reading it. Okay, let me see if I have that article over here. Now I got to look through all this stuff right here, y'all, so bear with me. I got it somewhere. I mean, I got a lot of stuff, you guys. You just don't even know. Okay, let's see. I read it somewhere. Let's see. That's Diddy and Vlad. Hold on. Oh, man, I got so much. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here it is right here. So let's see. It says some prominent names connected with Diddy parties. Okay, so I think this is the same thing right here. Let me see if this is something a little bit different about what Terrace Howard. They got Terrace Howard in this. It's not a modern day public lynching. Let's see. So they said in recent turn of events, more celeb names connected to Diddy's parties have been revealed. Numerous A-list celebs were seen on the most recent list that is circulating online on various social media platforms. Now, in addition to that, you guys, certain celebs have also deleted some of their previous posts, which is making people suspicious. So some of the big names included in this alleged list are, who do you guys think it is? Who do you guys think it is? Let's wait. Y'all tell me in the chat. I'm going to give you this list of people. Let's do a countdown. You got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, y'all are no fun in this chat, okay? So some of the big names, you guys, on that alleged list are Jay-Z, Beyonce, Tony Bands say Justin Bieber. You said don't worry about that, sweetheart. Be quiet, Jermaine. Paris Hilton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ashton Kutcher, Megan Fox, Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, Howard Stern, Russell Simmons, Russell Brand, and Usher. Now, I'm pretty sure there's many more, but this is just some, okay? The key word is some. Now, what is fueling this suspicion is the fact that Usher and Pink deleted their previous post about how Justin Bieber may have been involved in Diddy's parties as a victim. However, none of the names mentioned on the list have been connected to Diddy in any criminal way. They could have just been at the parties or the other party. Now, like I said, they got an article in here about what Terrence said about the Diddy parties. Let me go over this again. So Terrace Howard, as we just saw, he joined the PBD podcast as a guest, and Patrick Bet David was the host. They dived into different topics, which included technology theft, science clash, and Marvel drama. Now, toward the end of the podcast, Howard brought up some of the actors he knew in the sad demise of Heath Ledger and Philip Seymour Hoffman. So Bet David asked Howard what he thought took them to that point. And the actor replied, "Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what happened to Heath? What Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at. There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card. You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give it up, that man card, you don't get that back. Okay, so that's what he said, you guys. And then Bet David then asked Terrace if he is referring to a certain situation, which is the Diddy parties in case. So then Terrace says, "I'm saying what I'm saying, you don't get that back. When you give up that man card, right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family." Then Terrace then explicitly mentioned what he was trying to say by making this point. When you give up your manhood, I never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things, thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some other greater desire. I believe that's a big problem with a lot of these actors out there, because they get fluid, and the next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. Then Terrace further classified what he meant by losing your man card. He said, "You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from, so maintain your man card." So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Justin Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that. They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it. Then he concludes by saying, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. So in the PDB podcast, Terrace ends by saying that it is just a way of the business. Men and women in the industry sell their man card to achieve everything, but they lose their souls in the process. He used an example of celebs who attended Diddy's parties and how they are paying the price for it somehow or another. Okay. Let's see what these people are talking about. Okay, we're not going to read this one. Oh, what? Wait, hold on. I got to read this. I got to. Somebody said, while you're at it, did Trump lose his man card at Diddy's or Jeffrey's? Republicans has become a safe haven for closets and by, you know what I'm talking about. And if the lid gets lifted, look at Jeffrey. Okay. Another commenter said, damn, Terrace is right. There's an infestation of rich and powerful parasites. Damn, I thought I was the only person who used that word, parasites. Life today is crazy. Know what you are willing to sacrifice, people. All that glitter is not from heaven. Be careful you don't sacrifice your options for the real golden gates. Better to be poor and unknown than to sell your soul for a life that has a due date. So somebody said, so is he saying everyone at Diddy parties was on the down low? It sounds like he was saying, I mean, I don't know if he was saying everybody, but it sounds like he was saying a lot of people where they were on the down low, and they still are. Okay, he said, don't walk into those parties like a guy. Come in there like a man, because a man won't be doing anything weird. Okay, no matter what. You know, he said guys will. Okay, that's crazy. So they said, another commenter said, Cat Williams said all of this on Club Shay Shay, but Exhibit tried to give the knowledge years and years ago, and they shut him down. And if I'm not mistaken, they tried to mess up his career. Well, they did somewhat. Another commenter said, Cat Williams sure did tell it like it is, and they tried to blacklist him, and they was trying to say he was crazy and on drugs and stuff too. All right. Deborah said they were all perpetrators in Justin's downfall, and they should all go to prison for what they did. Poor Justin cannot live his life correctly because of what they all were a part of. Again, since Justin allegedly, if anything happened to Justin, he was underage. So yeah, if you're underage, like I said before, and you was great and things like that, and this is proven, you know, and then yes, everyone who was, you know, responsible for this, you know, who watched, who participated, they all should be incarcerated as well. Okay, point blank. From that video that I saw of Justin Bieber at a party or something, and I don't know what Justin was doing. I don't know if he was doing, you know what, drugs, or if he was doing something else. Because when they put that camera on him, he set up. He looked like he was out of it, and it looks like he was doing something weird. Okay, all right, it really did. That was a hot ass mess. I know y'all saw that video. Somebody said Justin was abused, used, and abandoned by everyone he thought loved him, beginning with his parents. Well, I don't know Justin Bieber, so I can't really say exactly what he, you know, actually went through, if this is true or not. I don't know. But if he did get abused, I think Justin needs to come out and let us know. Just like Usher. Usher's my dude too, you know. So if he was abused, all these rumors they have, he needs to say something too. But you know what? They usually don't say anything until like either if Puffy passes on, or if when they get old as hell and it don't really matter anymore, you know, when they get like 80 or something, then they may come and tell, or 70 something. You know what I'm saying? That's how people usually do. Let's go ahead and read some of y'all comments over here, okay? Tony was laughing at something else. Maybe they got stuck in a hotel watching reruns of Empire. That would push anybody over the ledge. You hush. Empire was a good ass show. Yeah, he was. Yeah, but that's a show. That's not in real life, okay? It's not his son in real life. And no, Jussie was not his son. No. Jussie, what's he? I don't remember. He could have been. Yeah, he might have been, but that's a show. That's not real life. One more comment. Somebody said, your man card is your dignity, your principles. He's spot on about the roots of addiction, and how it unalives. I'm worried about Bieber right now. Okay, the thing about, don't worry too much about him, okay, because I'm pretty sure his wife or whatever and his people that really do care for him is helping him, okay? I mean, you can worry, but, you know, don't make it seem like, I don't know. I mean, I think you should think more positive that he's going to get through all of this. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Oh, somebody. Now, this is the truth right here. And this person named Truth. The truth hurts. She said, or he said, it's a lot of man cars that have been taken away all over this sinful world. And not only at Diddy parties. Disgusting, evil, and sick. Hey, some man cars been taken in prison, in jails, in hospitals, in schools, in churches, in other people's homes, in the cars, in the bars, in the parks, just about everywhere, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So it's not just at Diddy parties, at other people parties, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you are I'm not gonna say, I don't really, let's see. If you are heterosexual and you know that you're not attracted to the same, okay, You shouldn't let nobody encourage you to do something that you don't want to do. You understand what I'm saying? And if you are bi, if you get into a relationship with someone, I feel like you need to let that person know so they can make their decision if they want to keep on, interacting with you or whatever the case is. I don't think it's fair when it was an earthquake, huh? Okay, I don't think it's fair when people be bi, whether it's a woman or a man, but definitely a man, and don't, be truthful about it and get in there into a relationship and act like they are heterosexual. Even if you was in prison or jail and you did some bi activities, I think you should be truthful about that, because there are a lot of, things going on in this world today, a lot of diseases, a lot of everything. And it's just unfair. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all show Ryan some love and support, y'all. The thing is that make sure y'all show Tony Bear some love and support, even though he don't ever post anything, in Black Vigilance TV when he comes in here. Okay, thank you guys. As I was saying, I don't think it's not fair to a person when you get into a relationship and you're a bi and you're acting like you are a heterosexual. So if you are bi, I think you should be, truthful about it if you get in a relationship, even if you get into a bi situation while incarcerated or, when you were younger or, just whatever. You need to let that person know that you're dating so they can make their decision if they want to continue on seeing you or not. And if you are straight up heterosexual, then hey, you shouldn't let nobody encourage you to swing the other way. All right. All right. So there it is for Terrace Howard. I think Diddy's team did say something back to him and said that this is not true. Once again, it is lies or whatever the case is. Let me go to that real quick. Then we got to move on. Hold on. Okay, let's see if I can get the article. Then we got to move on because I don't got long at all. So let's see. Let's see if he said anything. Well, I know one thing. 50 Cent reacted to it. Let's see what 50 said real quick. Hold on, let's see what 50 said. Okay, hold on. Hold on. This damn ass, man. These ass got to go. So what? Hold on. So 50. Hold on. So he posted a clip on Instagram, and he said, "No comment. I'm staying positive. God help us all." I wonder why 50 decided not to say anything. He usually be saying stuff. He usually say stuff. Why come now he's not saying anything? That's crazy. All this time, 50 be having a lot of shit to say, and he didn't have anything to say this time. Period. So let's see here. Did Diddy? I thought I saw where Diddy teams spoke out. Spoke up about this. Hold on, let's see if they got anything on here. Hold on. Damn, so what? Hold on. So Puffy got mad allegedly. Hold on. So they said Howard and Combs would later have friction over Quincy Brown, his stepson, his proposed appearance on Empire due to a disagreement over ownership of Brown's music rights. According to reports, Combs had effectively banned Quincy from appearing on the series. Okay, which obviously, Terrace Howard was on. It said Diddy kicked up a huge stink and called all the top brass at 20th Century Fox TV to get them to change their rules over music rights. But he did not get his way. All right. He said there was no way his son was signing over his intellectual property, so he banned him from the show. Wow. That's crazy, y'all. Y'all need to go listen to that entire damn interview because it's a trip. But I did thought that I read something where Diddy's lawyers said something. Maybe I was reading something else. But I'm pretty sure eventually they will speak out. Pretty sure because I don't see anything right now. So yeah, I'll be staying on top of this though, guys, and I'll let you guys know. Okay, that was a trip, and y'all heard it first over here on Shades 2. All right, let's go ahead and move on. You say Terrace has an axe to grind. No. It sounds like Diddy got mad because when Terrace would not accept what he was talking about, Diddy tried to use something else. You know, once he realized that his stepson wanted to be on Empire, and probably what's the name wanted him to be there too. So Diddy used the other move to stop his son from getting on there, and that was probably backlash from Terrace not hanging out with him. All right, okay, allegedly. All right. So anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Let's move on to the next topic because y'all know I don't got long. So let's go ahead and go over is Diddy. Okay, Diddy. Let's take this off right here. Let's edit this. I don't even know who this person is now. I think I do. All these cases I cover, I'll be forgetting all these people. Let's do Diddy and Cassie. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all everything tonight. I'll do the rest tomorrow because I don't have long on here on this live tonight. And it's already been 37 minutes. The time goes by so quick. And I definitely want to tell you some things about this other case right here. And then whatever I don't cover, I'll let you guys know in the next live, y'all, like they do on regular TV shows. No. Oh my gosh. So let's go to this right here now. So I told you all the prominent names on the list. Okay, some of them anyway. Now I'm going to tell you guys all this damn Diddy news, you guys. But before we do the Diddy news, let me just go ahead and tell you guys a depression medication was recalled after possible metal shaving in a tablet. Okay, a depression medication was recalled, an antidepressant that carries an FDA box warning has been recalled after a customer complaint about seeing foreign material embedded resembling a metal shaving in one tablet. All right, and let's see here. The report came in on March the 21st. It's for 75 milligram strength of V, as in let me put it up here. Venlafaxine. Okay, let me put that up here. All right, the recall medication is venlafaxine. In case I'm saying it wrong, we're gonna write it up here so y'all can know. And it's by these people right here, Zydus. It's 75 milligram. All right. So this is it right here. If you're on this antidepressant, make sure that you take it back and don't take any more of it because they somebody said it was a looked like some metal shaving in one tablet. Okay. So this recall covers about 13,128 bottles. Okay. And it's by Zydus Pharmaceuticals. Okay. That's venlafaxine, 75 milligram strength. All right. So make sure if you have that, take it back. Okay. So the lot number is M as in Mary 314265. Okay. Again, that's M as in Mary 314265 with the expiration date of October the 31st, 2025 of NDC number 6838202101. Again, NDC number 6838202101. So they said return recall bottles to the pharmacy and notify your doctor. Okay, whoever prescribed that to you. All right, and go ahead and type in on Google, recall on antidepressant medication, and read everything that's there, okay? You can also call 1-888-463-6332. Again, that number is 888-463-6332. That is the FDA's Med Watch program. You can press 2 when prompted, okay? Or you can call Zydus by calling 877-993-8779. Prompt 2 when they, obviously when they tell you to. Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, 877-993-8779. If you don't want to call them, just take it back to the pharmacy, okay, that you got it from, and let them know. All right. The name of the medication again is venlafaxine. Venlafaxine, 75 milligrams, okay? And so that is used, hold on, let's see what's it. Well, no, they just tell you about the box warning. Now, they give you an antidepressant, but yet they got a box warning saying that it can increase the risk of thinking and behavior in children, in young, like teenagers, in younger adults, all right? That's crazy, man. These medications be having so many daggone side effects, but sometimes you have to look at, if the if the positive outweighs the negatives and go from there. All right. So you just heard that recall. Go on Google, type in antidepressant recall, antidepressant medication recall, and you can see it right there. And you can write down all the information, especially if you are on that type of medication or any antidepressant medication. People are crazy, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over Diddy now real quick. And like I said, whatever I don't cover, we will cover it again tomorrow. We will cover that tomorrow because you can't do everything in one show. All right, and I do have to go like always. Let me first tell you that Justin Bieber, he did give an invitation to make some music to Drake, Big Sean, Jaden Smith, and maybe some more people. So he must be feeling better. So that is some good news. He's trying to make music again. All right. Here he is right here. They say he is in a studio mode. So he may be feeling better. Or either he's using his music to escape the pain and to release some of that pain through his lyrics or his music, his performance. Okay. Because they do that a lot. All right. So on Sunday, he took the Instagram to invite people. He said, DM me if you want to make music together. Okay. And then he sent it to some A-list stars like Drake, Big Sean, Jaden Smith, Kalani. And I guess those are the only ones. Okay. And Dreezy. Okay. Let's see. So Sean who? I think they got this one name wrong. Big Sean, I guess, also messaged Bieber, writing, check your DMs. Okay, so Jaden responded back. All of them responded back. Drake did. I don't know about Kalani, but she probably did too. Yeah, she did. She said, woo! Okay, so everybody did. Bailey Zimmerman commented that Bieber needs to make a country song. So a lot of people was, responding back. So he must be feeling a little bit better. When he wrote back to, let's see. He wrote bad hoes give me Becky. Okay. All right. So he must be feeling better. So I'm glad to see that, and everything. Yeah, they're talking about some Big Dunn. Somebody said, yeah, please, Big Sean. They be having so many typos. It's ridiculous. All right. So now he's doing a little bit better. At least it seems like it. And hopefully he just keeps on improving, And my prayers are extended out to Justin Bieber. All right, so let's go. All these unalive stories coming up on this phone. That's from when you cover stuff like this, man. It just comes up on your phone all over. What in the heck? Okay. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to Diddy real quick because I definitely got to cover some of that dudes too. So let me hurry up. So let's see what else we got here for Diddy. Oh man, let's see. So the judge to Diddy's accusers. Okay, the judge wants Diddy's accusers to reveal themselves or else have their cases thrown out. All right. The judges to Diddy accusers say, reveal yourself or your lawsuits will be tossed. All right. So, like they said, Sean Diddy Combs was trying to force all of these people to reveal themselves, and the judges have agreed with him, you guys. All right. So, this decision forces accusers to put their names on their lawsuits to get their cases heard, or either their cases is going to be dismissed. So, like I said, he's forcing his sexual assault accusers into a dilemma. They can either tell everybody, tell not everybody, but yeah, basically, they can either reveal themselves in the lawsuits or the judge would toss their cases out. So, with less than a month before the hip hop mogul's Manhattan criminal trafficking trial, Combs and his team of attorneys have already racked up several wins in all of these civil lawsuits that were brought against him following his September arrest. So, like we already know, Combs' lawyers have asked the judges to unmask his accusers and force them to make their names public instead of suing under, those Jane Does and John Does, okay? And so far, Sean Diddy Combs' team is winning. All right. Anyway, the defendants who oppose the Jane Doe status say, I think, are doing it primarily as a means to intimidate the victims. And this is according to Douglas Wingdor, an attorney who represents many of Combs' accusers. Anyway, Combs' court victories are forcing accusers to decide whether they should retreat from their court battles against the rapper or move forward with the knowledge that the world would forever associate them with the violent moments they described in their lawsuits. Plaintiffs have filed more than 55 lawsuits against Combs in New York federal and state courts, accusing the rapper of sexual assault, rape, drugging, and other forms of violence, often in excruciating detail. Now, about 40 of these lawsuits were filed under Jane Doe or John Doe, which we know allows the accusers to remain anonymous. Okay. So right now, Diddy and his team is winning, regarding that, because the judge said, you guys better put your names, reveal your real self in these lawsuits, or else your lawsuit will be dismissed. All right. So that is a win from Sean Combs. Okay. So anyway, let's go here. I'm not going to read any comments on here. Let's see. Oh, what? Y'all, it's so much shit on this damn news. I don't understand why people cover the same topic day after day after day without including new stuff with it. Damn. Okay. Let me break from Sean Combs real quick, and let me tell you this breaking news. So, a mystery. Hold on. Let me take this down. This is a mystery, you guys. Some hikers, you guys, were found with missing tongues and eyes. This happened a long time ago. 9 skiers passed on a Russian mountainside, and they are still trying to figure out what happened. Everybody who was on that skiing trip passed on. They said there were no other eyewitnesses, and they do not know what happened way back then, back in 1959. When they found these people, you guys, they said their tents had been cut open from the inside, and some of the group were barefoot or were wearing only socks on their feet. They said the injuries the hikers had suffered were equally concerning. One has suffered major skull damage. Some of the others had multiple chest fractures, but none of the corpse had any signs of a struggle. And then they said some of the bodies were missing their tongues and eyes. But they said that could be explained by local animals feeding on their bodies after they passed on. That is crazy, huh? And then some people said they were unalived by secret weapons tests. Because remember, they said it was no struggle. Some said that it could have been some unusual radiation levels on the hiker's clothing. No. I'm sorry. They said they seen some unusual radiation levels on the hiker's clothing and bits of scrap metal being found scattered nearby. And then, listen, wait a minute. And then some other hikers reported seeing bizarre orange spears in the sky on the night of their unaliving. So some people think it was paranormal forces that could have been responsible. That could explain why they didn't put up a struggle. Now, an investigation by Soviet authorities determined 6 of the people passed on from hypothermia, while the other 3 had been unalived by physical trauma. Some people say it could have been an animal attacks, hypothermia, an avalanche. Is that the wind? Katabatic winds when cold and dense air is pulled down a slope. Is that the wind out there blowing like that? Usually at night, an infrasound-induced panic, military involvement, or some combination of these factors. Or is that somebody on a motorcycle playing around? Okay, and then back in July 2020, another conclusion said that a snowstorm had led to their unaliving or avalanche. Somebody said, though, there was no panic, but they had no chance to save themselves under the circumstances. So that's kind of crazy, you guys. They still trying to investigate how did these people pass on. They got all their names written here. I'm not going to go over them, but like I said, some hypothermia, some internal bleeding from severe chest trauma. Let's see, severe chest trauma, fatal skull injury. I don't know, guys. That sounds kind of weird. So a 10th member left with the group. No, he set off with the group, but then he left before the disaster because he got sick. And he passed on April 2023, age 76. I know he's glad he left, though. I'm telling you, that was God making him sick, and he left. Let's see what they're saying right here. Somebody said they were unalived by a Yeti, Bigfoot. And that could be why their eyes and tongues were out. If that's true, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's crazy. So somebody said the one with the chest trauma had his body crushed in the middle of the woods, middle of nowhere, up a mountain, crushed like a car fell on him, or like the abdominal snowman bear hugged him. They say it was the Russian Bigfoot. Something caused these people to tear open their own tent and scatter into the tundra in the dead of the night. You tell me. Then one got crushed to you know what. That's non-human strength required. The others were so terrified they laid there and froze to you know what. Too scared to move. Just saying. I'm all for government experiments, but how do you explain his chest? Who crushed him with 1,000+ pounds? And then they also said nobody explained the radioactivity there either. Okay. So that's crazy, man. I'm just, I don't know if it's an accident. An acid trip is not going to crush your chest. An acid trip is not going to crush your skull. Okay. Now, I don't know about that. I don't know if it was no drug. And they probably tested them for that anyway. In 1959, they probably tested to see. Let's see something. So I don't know. Okay, but I know one damn thing. That's a hot mess. So it is a documentary that's out. You guys may want to check it out about the 9 people who were found with their eyes and tongues out, and crushed chests and skull. You may want to look that up. Mystery of the horrific unaliving of hikers found with missing tongues and eyes. Okay, so check that out, y'all. Check that out. Okay, let's go ahead and finish with Diddy real quick. The rest of the stuff I'm gonna tell you guys about. Hold on, let's get back on it. So anyway, we just told you about his court stuff, on the silver suit. Let's see what else we got here real quick. Let's see, Diddy. Oh, so here we go. Grape accused Russell Brand. Y'all know I told y'all all about Russell Brand. Okay, accused of some of the same stuff Diddy. All right. Anyway, they claimed that he attended the infamous Sean Diddy Combs' white party and confessed stuff happened he wasn't qualified for. So this is him on the plane with Diddy. Okay. Let's see here. And then I got to hurry up, y'all, because this girl gonna be calling me in a minute. So let's go over this one real quick, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about that dude, and then I'll finish it tomorrow. Part 2 tomorrow. Anyway, the British actor obviously defended his presence at the party, even though he was married to singer Katy Perry at the time. Let's see. So him and Puffy became friends back in 2010, okay? Because they shared a scene in the 2010 comedy, Get Him to the Greek. Anyway, let's see here. Russell Brand confessed that while he was at the party, he felt way out of his league, keeping him mainly to himself and a friend and then leaving early. He said, I spent most of the time talking to Tom Green, and I left about 7 o'clock because I was married at the time. And he said, I'm glad I did. As it turned out, there was stuff that went on that I was not qualified to handle as a person that is craving a deep and profound connection to God. When denied that connection to God, I'll make all sorts of ridiculous choices. Thankfully, one of those choices was not hanging out at a Diddy party. And then Brand further detailed the time he and Combs jetted off to Las Vegas, but claimed to have tapped out before the trip became too dangerous for his taste. He said, frankly, I had my own little party, my own little Diddy party on my own, which was actually above board and legit, and at points was quite boring. As we all know, Brand is currently facing sexual assault accusations on both sides of the pond. All right. Last week, the Forgetting Sarah Marshall star was charged with indecent assault and 2 counts of sexual assault in the United Kingdom. All right. Additionally, hit the famous actor with an oral rape charge following the completion of an investigation dating back at least 18 months. And he's facing the possibility of prosecution in the U.S. over an alleged sexual assault on the set of the Arthur remake in 2010. An unknown woman alleges that Brand exposed himself to her in front of the cast and crew. She also claimed he later followed her and assaulted her in a bathroom while she was working as an extra on the film. And of course, Brand and Warner Bros. Denied these allegations. All right, so there you go. It's a whole bunch of stuff right here. So if you guys want to check that out, you can go to this article. Grape accused Russell Brand attended infamous Sean Diddy Combs' white party and confessed stuff happened he wasn't qualified for. Okay, thank you, Radar Online, for that information, and you guys can feel free to read it more in depth. And I'm not reading these comments. Okay, so we're gonna move on and see what else we got for Diddy. Okay, let me hurry up. Okay, let's see. So, like I was telling you in the title, Cassie could possibly be testifying against Diddy. Okay, possibly. All right. They said, according to a source, Cassie will testify against him under her real name in court come May. This past Friday, April the 4th, prosecutors filed a motion stating that victim one would not testify anonymously in the upcoming trial. People confirmed with sources that victim one is Cassandra Cassie Ventura, who dated the Bad Boy co-founder from 2007 to 2018. 3 other alleged victims will be testifying against Puff, but they are choosing to preserve their undercover, selves. Now, the prosecution requested that they be addressed using pseudonyms during the trial. All right. So again, Cassie may be, as we see, she is going to be testifying against Diddy in May, which is a couple of weeks from now. Maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 weeks from now. And I'm definitely going to be covering this and giving you guys the insight. All right. So yeah. So as of right now, guys, that's going to be it with Puffy's stuff right now. I'll tell you the rest of his stuff tomorrow. I want to jump right into this Karmelo Anthony's case. All right. And then we are going to be out of here. Okay. Because before my daughter come calling me. All right. Let's do this right here. And then whatever else I don't get a chance to cover on him, we can, finish that tomorrow. So I'll tell you what, today I'm going to tell you some background. And then tomorrow I'll go over, go over his stuff again. Let me edit this. I spell his name wrong. I keep on spelling his name with 2 L's versus 1. Let's do this real quick. We got about 10 minutes to do this one. Like they do on regular shows, you guys. Like they do on regular shows. Let's see here. Karmelo, let me find it. Let me let y'all know a DoorDasher was stabbed 10 times during a carjacking, by a man he offered to help, you guys. That's crazy. I'll tell you guys more about that tomorrow, but that's just plainly crazy. You can't be helping people these days. I'm telling you, really just can't. Now let's find this the guy's article real quick. Also, guys, a woman jumped on an alligator to stop this alligator from attacking her dog. Her dog entire head was inside of the alligator's mouth, and this lady jumped on this alligator and saved her dog. I'll tell y'all about that tomorrow, okay? Also, DJ Vlad claims Diddy could allegedly be granted bail, you guys. Okay, but anyway. All right, let's go on up here. Okay, let's go up here. And tomorrow I'm gonna tell y'all about Gene Hackman, his house and stuff, the House of Horrors. I'm gonna get that to you guys tomorrow, okay? Hot sauce was recalled in 10 states too, you guys, due to undisclosed sub fights and other issues. Okay, so check that out on your Google. Type in hot sauce as recall and check that out. It's Texas P hot sauce. Okay, and let's see who else. Yeah, Texas P. I think I got some downstairs. I think we'll throw that away. Yeah, I think I got some downstairs in my cabinet. So type that into Google and it'll give you an entire list. Okay. And then tomorrow I'm gonna tell y'all about Diddy's legal trouble piling even higher. All right, I'm gonna tell you about that. And one of his former members of Making the Band was also arrested for assault. I'm gonna give all of that to you guys. And my condolences for Jay North family and friends and fans. He used to play Dennis the Menace. He passed on at the age of 73, and I think that was yesterday. Okay, and I started watching Dennis the Menace a couple months ago before I started movie, and it was really a good show. So I'm sad about his unaliving, and my prayers are extending out, and condolences are extending out to his family, his friends, and fans, and may he rest in peace. Okay, so a YouTuber also was arrested, you guys, for doing something stupid, and I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow as well. All right, so let's go ahead and go to this guy's case, which I think I overlooked 100 times already. Let's see here if I can find it real quick. Hold on. This shit is so hard to find sometimes on this phone. I'm going to tell you about Lukey, too, the little dog they set up in outer space, which is crazy. Trying to find this article. Hold on, y'all, just 1 minute. Know what I did with it. It's on here, though. Okay, let me do this. Let me just type this thing because I don't know what I did with his case. Let me just type it onto Google and find it. Damn, I hate when I do this. What's this dude's name? Karmelo. Okay. Not this Karmelo Anthony. I know y'all thought I was talking about the basketball player. No, I'm not talking about him. Okay. So the one I'm talking about is the one that's on my thumbnail. Okay. Anyway, hold on, let me look at the whole story. So hold on, let me find the whole story here. So anyway, this little young man right here is charged with first degree murder, I believe, or he's charged with murder in the deadly stabbing of Austin Metcalf. I'm sorry. Okay, so anyway, he's been held on a $1 million bond. I actually think, I don't know if they reduced it or not. I think they did. I'm not sure, but we're gonna go into it in more detail tomorrow. Let's see. So 1 minute. So they said the legal team for Frisco murder suspect Karmelo Anthony will seek to lower his excessive $1 million bond at a new charge. Anthony, 17, was charged with murder after stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet last week. And this is him right here, the dude, the 17-year-old Karmelo. So let's see here. Let's see here. Hold on. I don't want to see this. I want to see. So anyway, he's accused of unaliving 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, a junior at Memorial High School in Frisco. All right. He was unalived at a UIL District 11 5A track meet at Kayakendo Stadium. Police said a student from Central High School in Frisco, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, stabbed Metcalf in the chest during a fight. An arrest report for Anthony said that Anthony told a school resource officer that Metcalf put his hands on him. Now, after the officer mentioned to others that he had the alleged suspect in custody, the report states Anthony said, "I am not alleged, I did it." So this is Metcalf right here in the yellow. Okay, let me show you guys. Now, Karmelo, the black young man, said that he did this in self-defense because Metcalf hit him, was fighting him, or whatever the case is. So they said after this incident happened, Anthony asked the officers, is he going to be okay? And he asked if what happened could be considered self-defense. You can tell young kids, man. Witnesses told police that Anthony was sitting under the Memorial High School tent and was told to leave. Anthony, okay? Anthony allegedly told Metcalf, touch me and see what happens. One witness told police that Metcalf then pushed Anthony to get him out of the tent, and Anthony reached into a bag and stabbed him. Okay, we're going to stop right here. Now, so basically, if I'm understanding this correctly, Karmelo was somewhere that he shouldn't have been. He was inside of the tent sitting there, I guess. And so they were telling him that he needed to move, I guess. And so I guess Metcalf came over there, telling him he needed to move out the way. And Anthony said, if you touch me, you're going to find out what happens. You're going to see what happens. And so when Metcalf pushed Anthony to get him out of the tent, that's when Anthony reached into his bag and stabbed him. So what do you guys think about that? And I was right when I say he was charged with first-degree murder, because that's what he was charged with. Because Anthony and his defense team is arguing that this was self-defense, that Metcalf put his hands on him. He told him not to touch him. The thing is, for me, is that if somebody tell you don't touch them, don't touch them, because you're not a police officer, security officer, anything. I don't think the little boy should have came over there approaching him at all. I just don't. Especially in today's time. I just don't. Now, why he had to take matters so deep, I don't know, where he had to go in his bag and get a knife and stab him, I don't know. Because what's missing is what else happened. When Metcalf came over there, were there other people with him making this dude feel like, make him feel intimidated, or was he just intimidated by Metcalf? And that's why he went in his bag. But he did warn him. He said, if you touch me, you're going to see what happens. So the coach told him he could be underneath the tent. Okay. So if the coach told him he could sit there, the thing is that he should not, the other dude should have been over there, trying to make him move, point blank. Why would you come over there trying to make this dude move there? And just say, even if the coach did tell him, still, you don't need to go over there and say anything to him at all. If there are teachers there, coaches there, that should be the people who should be coming over there asking him to move if that was the issue. But according to Jermaine, he said that they said that the coach said he could be there. As far as self-defense, though, because he did go into his bag and get a knife. Did he have any type of run-in with this dude before? Because I thought I read they didn't know each other. I'm not sure. What made him go in his bag and get out a knife and stab him? Because here it says the dude tried to push him out of there, unless he was pushing him in a real, like aggressive manner. But he did warn him. Don't forget, he did warn him not to touch him. Maybe he was having a not good day. We just don't know. Let's see what else we got real quick before we get ready. Let's see. He said he was protecting himself. All right. And I'm reading here where they got into a full-blown altercation, physical altercation. And you know what? He did not lie. He did not run or anything. He said he did it. And they also said that Anthony was emotional. He kept on telling the police he put his hands on me. I told him not to. And he did say that. I don't know why that dude still put his hands on him. And he asks, is Metcalf going to be okay? He was also crying hysterically. That's sad. So I don't think he meant to unalive this dude. I just really don't. I believe that he was feeling like intimidated, like his life was being put in jeopardy. I really do. He also warned the dude not to touch him. Don't put your hands on me or else. I mean, if somebody tell you that, you shouldn't be putting your hands on a person. So this is underneath the high school tent in the stadium bleachers at 10 a.m. on last Wednesday. Yeah. Metcalf told Anthony to move out from under their team's tent. And then he reached inside his bag and said, touch me and see what happens, according to the arrest report. And then when Metcalf grabbed Anthony to move him, and Anthony allegedly pulled out what the witness described as a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. He left the knife there too. And then they questioned Metcalf's twin brother, Hunter. He said his brother told Anthony he had to leave the tent because he didn't go to memorial. The two went back and forth. I figured that. And then Austin stood up and pushed the male to get him out of the tent. He should have did that. He should have did that. But the thing about it, I'm trying to figure out why did he have to go pull out a knife? Because you would think he would just fight him back. You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy. I already know, Jermaine. I already got it. But thank you. So I'm just trying to figure out what was he thinking when he went in there and got his knife out the bag. Because, like I said, maybe he just felt intimidated. You know, like maybe he felt like the dude was going to beat his butt or other people were going to join in, but still, grabbing the knife is the thing, you know. But then again, we weren't there. We don't know how he pushed him out of the tent. And then when he stood up, when Metcalf stood up, that probably intimidated Karmelo and made him think that he needed to grab something, because who knows what this dude may do and who else may help him. So we just don't know what was going on in his mind at that particular time. It's hard to say if it was. You really need more facts in this, honestly, to even say if it was really self-defense or what. I don't think the little kid meant to unalive him, though. I just really don't, because he was crying and asking, "Is the boy okay?" and all types of stuff. So I don't think that at all. Okay. So I'll tell you what, guys, we are going to finish this discussion tomorrow. I want y'all to look up the case. We're going to watch some TikTok videos tomorrow about it. Look up the case, read about it, and tomorrow in this chat, I want y'all to tell me if y'all think this is true self-defense or what. And what do you think was going on in this little boy's mind? And like I said, do you think it's self-defense or not? All right. Other than that, y'all, we are getting ready to get out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday with another live, and we will finish with part 2 discussion about Karmelo Anthony. We're going to update you on Terrace Howard and the rest of the Diddy stuff, and then some of these other stories that I just told you guys about. All right. So until Tuesday, you guys have a very blessed night. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. All right, and thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to everybody in the bushes, everybody watching this in the replay. Over here in the chat, I want to say thank you to Jermaine with your stinking ass. All right, and also thank you to Commander for coming by showing support. I appreciate you. All right, Tony Vance, thank you so much for stopping by showing support like always. I appreciate you. Brian, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you, hon. And let's see, much love to you too, hon. All right, let's see. And I think that's it. All right, see you later, Jermaine, and see y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. And don't forget to, if you want to show additional support to the channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99, or you can do a cash app to $Shades too. Until tomorrow, good night. Good night, Tony Vance. Thank y'all.